Hey everybody, it's your boy Jack here and welcome to the comic spotlight video for this comic here. Boom! HellBoy Krampusnacht. It is a Dark Horse comic. I think it's a standalone issue as well. HellBoy Krampusnacht is a holiday issue. I got this in the comic box or subscription box for January 2018, and I really do like this comic. I'm going to be talking about what I like, what I dislike about it, everything around that, so let's dive into it. So, what I really do like about this comic overall is just initially it's a dark, goth, demonic, satanic type, type comic where it deals with some of those themes, and it's really, there is some gore in there which I'm loving. Along with that as well, it sort of is like a fairy tale kind of comic as well, where you deal with HellBoy and versus Krampus, or Krampusnacht, who is a part of German folklore and everything, and I really do like that as well. So it's sort of like you're merging fairy tales with comics, and it's just always going to turn out well. So yeah, and I really do like that. I love something I love about this comic is the fact that in this issue they use a lot of establishing shots to establish the background and everything, and establish where the settings are, and I really like that because what it does is you get an idea of how this is going to be foreshadowed and everything, and I really do like that. The establishing shots really correlate really well with the dialogue, and the dialogue's more of a narration rather than a conversation or anything like that, and I like that because it's you get a whole idea, it really does set the tone, and you get this really creepy presence with the establishing shots for each of the settings in this comic. I love something I really love about this comic is the symbolism. There's a lot of symbolism here. You obviously have the doves at the end of it where the children's spirits get released, and the doves are flying out of the house. Along with that as well, you have the elephant in the snow, and that's the whole idea of the toy elephant, and it's the elephant in the room kind of thing, where it's Hellboy's gonna go meet the elephant who's in the elephant sort of in the room, that kind of thing. Along with that as well, the drawing and the art style in this comic is simple. It's a simple, it's very simple, and it's a lot more detailed with the characters rather than the background itself, and I like that. The background uses simpler shapes and colors to describe what the background would look like, and it sort of seems like it's not in focus, and it's wanting to really draw your eye to the characters or to a certain thing or anything, and it has a really great idea of the path itself that the eye should be taking, and I like that. Along with that as well, I like this story just because it is very demonic, and it deals with sort of heaven and hell and that kind of thing, and I like the fact that the fight between HellBoy and Krampus is just this really great moment. And it's really well done. The artwork in it is well done. I like how it starts off and everything, and you see Krampus full on furry bodied, and his tongue going all the way down, and it's just creepy, and it's awesome. And something else I like about this as well is the fact that Hellboy, the fight between HellBoy and Krampus, Krampus's face just starts to deteriorate, and HellBoy gets thrown through a wall, and then Krampus gets thrown into a cabinet, and I like that because it's a really well done action sequence, but also as well you get this really creepy, it gets even more and more and more creepy when HellBoy and Krampus fight and everything, and HellBoy his face just gets ripped off and everything, and HellBoy confronts Krampus, and it's just so creepy and gory, and I love it. Along with that as well, you sort of have a creepy because Krampus takes kills all the children and kidnaps them and eventually kills them and everything. Those souls, the children's souls, are sort of like still like haven't gone to heaven. They're sort of in purgatory or whatever. Also, yes, I've already told you this is a creepy comic, and that's why I love it. This is just scary, like awesome, dark comic, and like it, like you get this whole like you get a couple flashback scenes where it's like the kids like skeletons, and they're just like there, and it's just creepy and it's scary, and I love it. So it's a really good flashback, and like you get certain flashbacks and everything to them, and like. And some of their like, and I think one of the kid with the elephant story, and it's just really, really well done. And like you get this really creepy like idea, like you feel empathy for how HellBoy is feeling when he finds out that about like the children and like what happened to them, and it's just really, it's sad, but it's also like sort of great too, because I think personally for me, I felt really a lot of empathy towards that. Besides that, I really did like that storyline. It was darker, and it was, and it really helped complement the story as well. And I like how dark it went. Besides that, I love the like speaking like one of the points I talked about was symbolism with the doves and everything. But when it's there's irony in like the symbolism that happens where Krampus is like in this whole fight with HellBoy, and he, like. Krampus says in the dialogue, "Kill me, please kill me, like kill me, so I can go down and be the Prince of Hell." And it's sort of funny because HellBoy ends up killing Krampus, and yeah, he goes to hell, but the souls of the kids end up going to heaven, and it's just this sort of irony where it's like both of these like. The demon and the kid, like the good, like the kids, end up going their separate ways, and it's sort of a beautiful way to end the story itself. This is a really great comic because it's a short, simple story, but it understands what needs to be done and what needs, like, what makes it a good story. I felt like they didn't really leave any loose ends or anything. It was a pretty, like. I don't think, like, if there was a second issue, I felt like maybe it wouldn't connect very well to this first issue here. But overall, I really did like this story. It was dark. It was really gritty. It was gory. And, like, yeah, it dealt with, like, heaven and hell and, like, sort of, like, and like, Krampus and everything. But I really did like that. This sort of dark fairy tale, like, really worked out really well. Besides that, I think that's about it. I think, though, the last point I'll say here is the dialogue. There wasn't a lot of dialogue. It was visually dependent, and for me personally, that's what I look for in comics. I'd rather have a visually dependent comic rather than a dialogue-dependent comic because I think visuals should speak for themselves rather than the dialogue itself. And that's what I love about this, is it shows a really great dark fairy tale through its visuals, and the dialogue really helps complement it. The dialogue itself really helps portray like the horror and scary moments of it, and I really like that because the horror moments are amazing. It's like the conversation, like it's a conversational type dialogue for the most part because there's a conversation between Krampus and like the kids, and like through Krampus, like through HellBoy and the kids, and through HellBoy versus Krampus and everything. And I really liked like the like how scary the dialogue is, and like how it really does help complement the story itself. So yeah, that's about it. This is what I honestly love this. I love this issue. I think it's awesome. I think it's amazing. I think it's great for a standalone issue. I love that. And I think it's just a really well-constructed story. But yeah, I got this in the comic box or subscription box. I'll link that video at the end of it. Besides that, thank you so much for watching. My name is Jack Skinner. You have a great night. Besides that, don't text and drive because that's just unsafe. Besides that, thank you so much for watching. If you want to like, comment, share, and subscribe, feel free to do so. Along with that as well, if you've read HellBoy Krampusnacht or any of the other HellBoy comics, let me know what you think about them down below. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye! So one bonus thing that I forgot to talk about was the fact that at the end of this comic, they actually have like some of the sketchbook pages the artists used as like concept art and everything to put this story together. And I really do like that because you get a great idea of where their story was going to go and everything. And it was really well executed, like the drawings themselves. So you get an idea of maybe some of the possible other story routes that they were going with, and like some of the other designs that they were going with. But yeah, this is an awesome story.